G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're back into the HTU and we're going to get all the inside of the tub painted. So I've filmed majority of it. I've only sort of filmed the first couple of coats. I didn't film, every single layer of paint because it probably becomes a bit too much. So I've shortened it down a little bit to try and keep the video, not excessively long where you just lose interest. So let me know if it's too long or too much like painting or not enough, whatever you reckon. So then when I do the actual ute, I know what you're after, I know what you want. So we're going to get stuck in and do the tub. So I'll give you a bit of a quick look at it, a few little clips, and then we'll get stuck into it. Alright, so now we're up to the tub. It's all been prepped. 500 on a sander with the interface pad, 320 Rotolo in the edges and some red Scotch-Brite. So now we're up to sealing. So I've got to seal all in between where all these panels meet. So it's going to be a bit of a job. So let's get stuck into it. Alright, so the sealer I'm using, Terracin MS9220. Basically urethane, being that these are metal panels that have been welded together. It's just going to add a bit more rigidity than seam sealer would. Alright, so we're all sealed up. It's come up pretty good. It's pretty thick to work with, so it was a bit of a mission to get it all looking neat and wiped in nice. So, yeah, I've done the best I can there. So it should look alright once it's all painted. So now that that's all done, we can move on to cleaning her up, masking it up, getting in the booth, and we'll be able to start painting. So yeah, what a mission that was. So anyway, next step, let's get stuck into it. Alright, so we're in the booth, ready to start painting the inside of the tub. So the black is basically just an etch primer from Resto Finish. So we've done that. I've rubbed it all with 320. So it's got plenty of tooth for the paint to bite into. Sealed all the tubs, all the gaps, everything like that. It's prep soled, ready to go. So I'll put down a coat of Baslac wet on wet primer, and then let that sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll start putting colour on it. So pretty keen to get this part of it out of the way because it's a bit of a prick of a job, but the rest of the ute will be pretty good. It'll be downhill once this is done in my mind anyway. So yeah, we'll get some wet on wet primer on it and get stuck into it. Alright, so that's the wet on wet down. So just a nice even coat of grey Baslac wet on wet. So I'll let it sit for 10-15 minutes now, let it do its thing and flash off. And then we can start putting colour on it. So it's looking alright, it's come up alright. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. Alright, so we're mixing up the colour, same deal. If you watched the last video, using the Baslac colour in solvent. So 2-to-1 with reducer, thinners. Pretty easy, just follow it on the cup, if you've never done it. So I've gone to the 7 and then the 7 with reducer. Mix her up, she's ready to put in the gun and start spraying. Alright, so the gun we're using to apply the base, DeVilbiss Pro Light, HV30 air cap. It's a 1.3 needle. That's basically it really. Full fan, open fan. I normally wind the fluid right in, hold the trigger in, and I wind the fluid out until I've got full trigger. That's basically the settings that I use. And air pressure will be at about 2 bars. So that's what I do, and it works for me. So let's get stuck into it. Alright, so the colour's all on. It's probably one of the trickiest things I've had in the paint, as far as up the front there in front of the tubs, because it's that hard to get the gun in there. It's a bit of a struggle to get the colour in there, but the rest is not too bad. But I was nearly pulling my hair out trying to get colour in there and make it look good. So going to mix the clear up now, and I'm going to put 2 on it, and we'll call it a day on the tub. Alright, so the clear of choice on the ute, we're going with the Baslak 4040 Universal. 50-20 hardener, so it's just a normal hardener. And obviously just normal reducer, same thing right through. So yeah, we're using all the Baslak products from start to finish, as far as, you know, from wet on wet through to clear. And the clear gun of choice, Old Faithful Sarda 5500 RP, 1.3 tip. Basically I close the fluid, 2 turns out, full fan, 2 bars of pressure. Sometimes I go sort of 1.8 to 2 bars depending, but that's the settings that I use. So yeah, that's what I'll be using to clear it. So let's get into it. Alright, so we're all done. So all cleared. finished. What a nightmare. Oh. As I said, it was one of the trickiest things I've had to paint, but we got there in the end, so I'm glad this part's finished. Now I can just move on to the ute. A few little spots will probably need a bit of a polish, but you get that when it's, you know, a sealed tub. I can't get in there, I've got to lean over. But we'll see how we go. Like, might be a few little things that I polish up, but I'm not going to go too crazy in here. So I'll give this a bake now, and we'll be able to pull the ute out, and then we're going to start prepping the outside of it, and I'll come back in tomorrow, and then we'll get that sorted and in the booth and painted, hopefully. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, leave me a like, comment, whatever. And yeah, I'll try and put this up tonight, and I'll probably have another one for you tomorrow if I come in and paint the ute. So yeah, anyway, to the next one. See you then. Cheers.